In 2025, I traveled to Dongguan city for a factory visit. The buildings were overcrowded, very old and disorganized. Zoe, the factory owner, greeted me with a smile, but my first impression was not confidence, it was risk. Uncertainty set in. Could this factory really be trusted with my deposit, or was I being influenced by a friendly welcome? I needed a supplier, but I did not want to lose money and waste time. Maybe you felt the same way too. Today, I will show you the 7 checks I use to prepare for a China factory visit before paying a deposit. And as we go, I will take you back to Lanyard Pro and show you whether Zoe's factory earned the right to become a strategic partner in my supply chain, or did I pivot and give her the boot? My name is Duane Scott. I have visited 194 factories in 13 years, from Guangzhou to Yiwu City, helping CEOs build their own supply chain systems in China. And I have learned that the building may hold the machines, but the people and systems inside determine the outcome. So, what do you need to see beyond a friendly welcome? Here's the hidden truth. A factory visit is not simply a tour of the showroom. It really is an interview with the factory owner and sales agent to evaluate production capability. You are deciding whether the people and systems have earned the right to receive your deposit and become a strategic partner for the next 3 to 5 years. That takes more than seeing products on a shelf. It takes evidence, connection, and alignment. So what can a factory visit really reveal that messages and video calls cannot? Most discussions begin and end in the showroom. A sales forecast, features, prices, delivery time. But this is only the visible layer. You need to understand the system underneath that drives real activity and the expertise of the people managing your order. At Lanyard Pro, I reached a crossroad. The industrial surroundings had created uncertainty, but Zoe's welcome felt genuine. They had a nice office and showroom, but was that enough to earn my deposit? No way. So I watched the people before making a judgment. The sales team responded with curiosity and positive energy. I observed teamwork and how they engage with one another. And you see, a company's culture is top-down, not bottom-up. Happy workers reflect the values of the owner, and you cannot hide this in a factory visit. I also looked for workforce stability. Were experienced operators and supervisors in place? Because high turnover can weaken consistency and production control. But stable workers, they provide stronger evidence of repeatable performance. I was now asking one question. Did the production system support the positive culture I felt in the office? Well, the evidence lies on the factory floor and will determine that decision. So, the way I organize this is with my MAP framework: mindset, approach, and progress. The old mindset is, I'm visiting the factory to negotiate the price and confirm the lead time. But the new mindset is, I'm visiting the factory to decide whether its people and systems fit my long-term supply chain. You are not touring a factory, you are looking for alignment. Whether it's the people, the systems, the values need to fit into your long-term business. Make sense? It's like dating. You do not expect to propose after the first date, right? Or maybe you do. So what should you prepare and what should you verify once you arrive? Well, here's the approach I take. Preparation starts with 2 tools: your BOM or bill of materials and a factory checklist. The BOM records product specifications, but the checklist keeps you focused on the evidence that you need to verify. And without them, the showroom can be a distraction. So here are the 7 checks I use every time. Check 1. Verify the company identity. Look for the company's name in the lobby as soon as you walk in and compare it with the business card, invoice details, and business certificates. The names should connect. If they do not match, stop and understand why. It could be disguised as a trading company. The second check, certificates. Certificates and customer awards can support what the factory tells you, but they do not prove production capability on their own. Use them as evidence Then verify the people, the machines, and production process, and qualify the system yourself. At Lanyard Pro, the document supported the story, but the real test was next. Could I see the production system working? So the third check, I did a factory walk and I traced the production system. First, follow the material. Where is it inspected when it enters the factory? Next, trace the production steps through cutting, assembly, printing, packing. Then count the production lines and ask what work is outsourced. For myself, I normally prefer a small to medium factory, about 35 to 40 workers and at least 2 production lines, because that gives useful flexibility. At Zoe's factory, printing was completed in-house, giving her team direct control over that step. That's a thumbs up for me. Finally, confirm that real workers and machines are producing your product category. If you're buying lanyards, you should expect to see lanyards, not yoga mats. The fourth check is a sample room. Make sure the sample room tests materials, customization, and technical details before mass production. This lets the sales agent know that if there are any details and problems, they need to be resolved. Now, that gave me another piece of evidence, but quality control would show whether the factory could repeat the approved standards. So the fifth check is to observe quality control in real time. Do not ask whether the factory performs 100% inspection. They always say yes. Observe who inspects, how often, which standard they follow, and what happens to rejected pieces. QC is not a promise. It's a system you should be able to see in plain sight. Now, the sixth check is evaluate the sales agent's expertise. Ask the sales agent how they will keep the order on time and if they provide weekly production updates. You need to evaluate their technical knowledge, patience, attitude, and ability to solve problems. Here, Susan explains how the factory would produce a custom Pantone color. And the seventh check is the owner. The factory owner is the Lao Ban, the big boss, the decision maker, and you want to know this person from day one. This is a person to discuss payment terms, future pricing, production priority, and how problems will be handled. They are your insurance policy. And when I spoke with Zoe, I asked why her dad started a factory 20 years ago, why she took over, and where she planned to take the business next. The conversation should really reveal whether the owner has the same values as you, and if they're going to support your order when a critical decision needs to be made. So, how do we know if we're making progress? By the end of the visit, the area outside still looked uncertain, but inside the factory, the evidence was clear. Zoe spent a full day with me. Her team showed technical knowledge, positive energy, and Susan, she knew what to do. So Lanyard Pro had earned the green light to receive my deposit. Now, for you, let's look at the green flags. The documents, the people, and production floor tell the same story. The team can explain the process and accepts responsibility. Problems are discussed openly. The owner of the factory is accessible and has you on WeChat. Now, watch for the red flags. They pressure you for the deposit. The production floor is inactive. Outsourcing is hidden. They make promises the production system cannot support. Now you need to make a decision. If the evidence does not create alignment, thank the factory, shake their hands, and walk away. Do not operate from scarcity. China has thousands of factories, so choose one that fits your product, your standards, and your business. And one red flag may not require rejection, but it should make you slow down and confirm what is missing, and then decide whether another factory can reduce the risk. So, what should a factory visit change? Here's the thing. A buyer asks, what products did I see in the showroom? But a supply chain expert, a CEO, will ask, has this factory shown me enough evidence to earn my deposit and support my business for the next 5 years? You are no longer touring a showroom. you're qualifying a strategic partner for your supply chain. Now, this is what a real qualification looks like, start to finish on the factory floor. Download the BOM prompt and the factory evaluation checklist in the description and use them before your next factory visit. Because getting the owner to show up isn't always guaranteed, the same way it was with Zoe. And if the sales agent is the only door you have open, you need a plan for that too, which I prepared in this video right here.